Hey everybody, it's your girl Nell. Welcome to the month of November. Welcome to Nell's Giving. Nell's Giving is the entire month of November where we are going to celebrate life and celebrate being happy. And since November is my birthday month, I decided that I would give, instead of receiving gifts for my birthday, I would give on for the entire month of November. That's why it's called NELLSGIVING, which means that I will be here in the tiny studio or other places doing whatever, perhaps. You will see me every day here in this tiny studio, here on Simply Nell's Tiny Studio channel. So for the next 30 days, it's going to be 30 days of content. Now that's going to be interesting for me because that's going to force me to do some things that I haven't necessarily done. It's going to force me to become disciplined and consistent, popping into the tiny studio here. And I'm really excited about it. November is one of my favorite, it's the favorite month of the year for me because of course it's my birthday month. And then my son, he was born on November the 4th. And then my baby brother was born on November the 8th. And then I come at the end of the month. So November is a really great time for me. I love the month of November. When I lived up in Detroit, Michigan, November was around that time where, you know, the trees were still going through their color phases and changes, and it was starting to get a little nippy. Okay, let me just be honest with you, cold. And by the time Thanksgiving rolled around, it was starts, you know, it either would have snowed or it was getting ready to snow. So November has always been a favorite month of mine. I am a Sagittarius, and I believe the Sagittarian part of the astrological calendar begins on November the 21st. So it's always really cool to see all the November people come on out in full force in this month, one of the greatest months of the year. So for NELLSGIVING, as I said, I will be popping into the tiny studio or elsewhere, and I'm going to be taking you along with me on whatever it is I may be doing. So for 30 days, it's going to be 30 days of Nell. I will be giving back to you. It is Happy NELLSGIVING month. Yes. So since this is day one, what is happening here in the tiny studio? Well, I just purchased something from Amazon. I was watching one of my favorite designers. I buy jewelry from her and different accessories, and her name is Cherise Jones, and she has her own channel. It's called Sassy Jones. She has a really cool website of beautiful jewelry. And one of my videos here in the archives, I unpack, or I do like a Sassy Jones haul, and I really love her jewelry. Her jewelry is very special. I love it. And she was going through some things with her face, with you know, taking care of her face, and she was going through some adult acne issues. And I believe she had, you know, used a new product to cleanse her face, and she broke out. And so her husband bought her a facial cleansing brush, and it looked really nice, and she said that it worked well, and he got it off of Amazon. So I went to Amazon and I found the brush, and this is it right here. If you can see that. It's called Facial Cleansing Brush Sets for Natural Skincare. That's how I look on the back. So I already opened it, and the tiny studio assistant charged it for me. But I want to share that with you. Now, the reason why I decided to go ahead and get a facial cleansing brush, I was already on the lookout for something like this. I love Mary Kay, and I've started buying some different essentials that I need from Mary Kay, but their facial cleansing brush is really expensive, you know, and you know, I know you probably hate hearing me say this, but I'm on a budget, okay? And so being on a budget means that I have to really think about how I'm spending my coins. And so instead of spending $80 for a facial cleansing brush, I said, listen, if multimillionaire Sharice Jones can use a facial cleansing brush from Amazon for under $10, okay, and she says it works very well for her, then, who am I? I'm going to buy it too. I'm going to see how it works. So anyhow, the Tiny Studio Assistant charged it for me. So this is what it looks like. Okay, here's the brush. And it comes with, it has 3 heads. This is the head that's already on the cleansing brush. And then it has these 2 heads. Can you see it? Let me open it up for you. Here's a brush. And then here's the other. Maybe I could turn the light down a little bit. But it comes with 3 brushes, or 3 brush heads. And it has a stand. Put this back in here. For you to sit it on the counter. Here's the stand. And so I said that I would try it out. And the thing is that, let's see if you can see it now. Yeah, that's better. And I've been talking about the fact that I've been having some skincare issues. And the issue is, it's quite simple. I'm going through menopause. And with menopause, you go through a lot of different changes, right? And one of the changes is my skin. My skin used to be, I didn't have a problem with my skin. My skin was never oily and it was never dry, right? All over my body. My skin has always been one, an even tone situation with as far as even or a balance. I had a balanced skin, Now, I've also suffered from eczema. So occasionally my skin in the summertime will get really, really moist from, the humidity and whatnot. And so I will break out. Or in the wintertime, my skin would get really dry and then I would break out. But what I've been doing and how I was able to cure my eczema was by coming up with a formula of essential oils and herbs where I, am able to put those things on my body every day. And that helps with the, I don't have any more breakouts of eczema, which is wonderful because I've suffered from eczema from an infant onwards. And usually when a person has allergies, like I've had allergies, I have asthma. Usually when you have asthma or allergies or something like that, you also have, eczema as well. And that's because this is asthma and, allergies are really, a flare up of inflammation. So I was able to cure my own eczema after years and years and years of using and taking all kinds of steroids for it. I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I just did my own research and became my own doctor and healer. And that's how I was able to get rid of my eczema. But anyhow, with menopause, I noticed on my face that my face gets really, really dry. And even before I put makeup on and I moisturize my face or what have you, it's still dry, really dry. It just soaks in all of that, the moisture and what have you. It soaks it in. And then by the time I get ready to put my makeup on, it's dry. So I feel like I need to come up with a better skin cleansing regimen. And I decided that I already have some Mary Kay cleanser, and then I have some what do they call it? Hyaluronic pyro something cleansing water as well. That's supposed to be good with um, helping to retain moisture in your skin. And so I decided that I was going to really step up my skincare regimen. And I'm going to use this tool. Can you hear it? I'm going to use it. And it feels, oh, you hear the speeds? 1, 2. So the second speed, let's see. Oh, that's gonna feel good. Oh, it feels good on my. Oh, that feels good. It's not hard. Okay, let's go up another speed. Okay, that's good. I'm probably gonna stick with the first speed, but it feels really good in my hand and on my hand. So I'm going to try it out and see how well it performs on my skin. Because like I said, menopause is a trip. You know, you get rid of, you know, the red every month, but then it's like the trade-off is what? You know, your skin changes, hormones fluctuate, or they become low in numbers or quantities. Not only that, you have, you know, did I already say skin dryness? You have intimacy issues as far as dryness is concerned down there. It's hard to sleep, you know, hot flashes. It's so many things that people really don't talk about when it comes to menopause. Oh, growing a beard, you know, because if I don't take care of this every day, I'll wake up in a couple of days and I have a beard. Okay, so you know, it's things you have to do with that. And you know, getting older or becoming more mature, you know, you have to start switching things up. So the skincare regimen that I had previously or prior to going through menopause, I see now that I'm going to have to change all of that so that I can keep my skin in really good condition. I don't have any wrinkles or not many wrinkles on my face as of now, which is a good thing, I guess. I'm in my mid 50s. So, you know, my skin looks pretty good. My skin is pretty healthy. I don't have any issues with my skin at all. But I want to keep it healthy and keep it looking good. So we're going to try this out tonight. Let's see what it do. I'm excited. So that is what's going on outside of the tiny studio, but I thought I would share this with you. What else is going on? There's nothing really else going on. How was your Halloween? Do you celebrate Halloween? On my spiritual journey, Halloween is not really, I don't poo-poo it or anything, but that's not part of my spiritual journey. November 1 is part of October 31st, and it's part of Samhain, October 31st to November 1st, which is a pagan religious holiday, but it's not more so the celebration of the dead or anything of that nature, because, you know, we venerate and we honor our dead every day. You know, I do 1000% believe in that. And Samhain, even though it is I want to say Celtic for the month of November. That's what Samhain is, November. Many people have different practices when it comes to Halloween, the Day of the Dead, things like that. And like I said, my spiritual journey is I venerate my ancestors daily, you know. And I've never been a Halloween person per se, as far as trick-or-treating. When I left Jehovah's Witnesses back in the late 80s, we celebrated Halloween. And we didn't celebrate as to getting, my husband and I, we didn't get dressed up or anything, but we dressed our daughter. We made sure she celebrated Halloween. She had costumes and went to parties and stuff like that. And then when we became Jehovah's Witnesses again, then we stopped practicing celebrating Halloween. And these last 10 years, I do not, like I said, I do not celebrate Halloween. I respect Halloween, everyone having a great time around it, but I'm also more so into looking at life and death and the practice of honoring our ancestors in a different way, in a different way. When Halloween used to come around, I used to be really offended, especially after my grandfather died, because I just felt it was, insensitive to have coffins around and, in the yard as decoration and gravestones and stuff like that. But I would tell you one thing: we as human beings, we have an interesting way of, interesting way of, or we have a very, how do I say this? A controversial relationship with death. And to live in a society that is a Christian, more so a Christian society, there are a lot of things about death and dying that, that I question Christians about, practicing Christians about, because of the fact that one day out of the year, we're doing all of this stuff with death and dying, or just plain old death. And we really don't practice or really think about death in a healthy way, as in the circle of life per se. And I think that joking around about death and it being something, a fodder for a holiday, you can't really get with that. That's just me. But I love the month of October for Halloween, the Halloween month, primarily because I love horror movies. And when I say horror movies, I'm talking about a certain time period of horror movies. I'm into the whole Hammer Productions, Hammer Productions, as far as the film studio from back in the 50s and 60s. And around the month of October, that's when they start, different channels start pulling out the old Hammer films with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee and Vincent Price. I love all of their movies. It could be from Sherlock Holmes to Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, movies like that. That's why I love the month of October, because all the horror movies come out and you get to, indulge late at night and get all scary and, things of that nature. And that's what I really enjoyed. Like the other night I watched the Curse of Dracula with Christopher Lee. And, that was great. And then, of course, I've been watching snippets here and there of Blackula, because it's been on all week. And let me see. I watched The Curse of Frankenstein with Peter Cushing. Yeah, that was yesterday. I watched that as well. So it was The Curse of Dracula, The Curse of Frankenstein. It came on this channel called Channel 13 here in Florida, Tampa. Channel 13, movies. I think that's the name of the channel. Excuse me. So all month long, they've had some great movies. They played also Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte. That was on. I watched that with Betty Davis and Olivia de Havilland. And The Fog came on. I watched that with what's her name? Adrian Bayou. I think that's her name. Adrian Bayou and Jamie Lee Curtis. Her mother was in it. What's her mother's name? Janet Leigh. And Hal Holbrook was in The Fall, the first one, because there was a remake, but the 1980 version is the one I'm talking about, and that was a good movie. So usually during October, I'm watching all the scary stuff. What I didn't see was, and I'm going to look it up, it's probably on HBO Max, Vincent Price's movie about this prince who was just an evil prince, and instead of helping the people in the village, he let the people die when a great plague came along, and he had his name was Prince Prospero. Yes, it was a story by Edgar Allan Poe, and Prince Prospero decided to gather up all the wealthy people of the city, and he told everybody to come to his castle, his estate, and he was going to save them from the plague. But at the end, he didn't save anybody. At the end, the plague jacked him up too. What was the name of that movie? Let me look it up, because that was a good movie. I look for that every year. What I was thinking about doing was ordering the box set of Hammer Films, because it has all of the movies. It would have all of the movies that I love. Let me see. Hammer Films. Instead of me trying to look up the movie, I said I think I would, it would probably be better for me to just look it up. There it is. Hammer Films list. Okay, there we go. You have The Curse of Frankenstein, which I watched yesterday. The Rise of Dracula, The Revenge of Frankenstein, The Hound of Baskervilles. That has oh my goodness, Peter Cushing in it. The Mummy, The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, The Abominable Snowman, The Curse of the Werewolf. Okay, let me keep on going here. They made a lot of movies. Hammer Film Productions. Okay, let me see if I can find it, though. I don't see it. I think it came out in 1960. Hey, honey. Okay, let me see. You know what it was called? And I just saw something like it. It was called The Mask of the Red Death. You remember that, honey? With Vincent Price.
You already watched it?
No, I was just telling the Tiny Studio guests that I was waiting for it to come on, but I didn't see it. Okay, I'm going down the list. I don't see it. So maybe Hammer Films didn't make this. Maybe another company made it. Oh yeah, I saw this the other day too. The Satanic Rites of Dracula that had Christopher Lee in it. Yeah, as usual, Christopher Lee is playing Dracula, and then Peter Cushing is the ancestor of Van Helsing, the vampire slayer. Okay, let me see. Let me look under Vincent Price here. Vincent Price. Ooh, love Vincent Price. Who doesn't love Vincent Price? Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, yes. I think last week I watched The House of Wax, The House on Haunted Hill. That's all Vincent Price. Oh, what also didn't come on was The Last Man on Earth. Do you remember a movie called Gene? What was that movie Will Smith was in? Oh, I Am Legend. Yes, I Am Legend. That is a remake of Vincent Price's film, The Last Man on Earth. So that's good. Okay. The House of Usher, that didn't come. Here you go. The Mask of the Red Death. It was released in 1964. And I was looking for it hoping that it will come on, but it didn't come on. So let me see if I can let you see it on the screen. That is such a good movie. Such a good movie. So yeah, for Halloween, for me, the month of October rather, what it means for me is that all my favorite classic movies are going to come on. That's what it means for me. I really don't watch anything else. I think that when you talk about Halloween movies and scary movies, slasher movies, I think after a certain period of time, um, to me, it becomes a little gory. And even though people who like horror movies, and there's a segment of the people, there's a segment of us that like gory movies. But me, I'm more of a psychological thriller than I am of a gory movie, horror movie person, or a slasher is what they call it. Um, I have to say, in the 80s, though, I watched a lot of slashers, like Friday the 13th. Went to the movies to see that. Friday the 13th 2 and 3. After 3, no. No. I seen The Stepfather 1 and 2. What else? Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen those at the show. Um, and then after that, oh, can't forget. I seen Pumpkinhead. That was good. Have you seen Pumpkinhead? That's a good one. I'm trying to think what else. It's something. Oh. Oh man, what was the name of that? What's the name of that movie? Gene, what was the name of that movie where it was that like the creatures, the people came out of this like Rubik's cube box looking thing, and the man had needles all in his face and stuff like that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh man, what was the name? Yeah, I can't remember off the top. I know exactly. Yeah, if you can remember what the name of that movie was, let me know. It was like a Rubik's cube, and if you turn it or move it around a certain way, then you will unleash these dudes who was, I guess they were in hell or something like that. And one guy had needles all in his face and stuff. I'm gonna tell you one thing. That was the last movie that I saw. It scared the bejeebus out of me. That movie. I had the audacity to see the second one because it had Hellraiser. Hellraiser. That was the name of the movie, Hellraiser. Yeah, the first one scared the life out of me, and then I had the audacity to go and see the part 2, Hellraiser 2. Yeah, that movie was a trip. But after that, I really haven't seen any other recent horror movies. I think I saw Final Destination. Now I have seen that. I've only seen did I see the first? I saw the first one, Final Destination. After Final Destination, the first one, I didn't feel the need to see anymore. I just didn't feel the need to do that. But the one movie that really scared me besides the Night of the Living Dead was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh my God. Lord, that movie scared me. I couldn't sleep for days after that. And if I slept, I had to have a nightlight or something on. I couldn't sleep. My husband told me, he said, listen, Nell, don't watch that movie. You're going to be scared. Don't watch that movie. You don't need to watch for one time. Yeah, don't watch that movie. But I was like, I can handle it. I can handle it. And he was in the bed next to me. He went to sleep because he had seen it already. He was like, look, I'm telling you, don't watch that movie. You're going to be scared. And I was like, I'm not going to be scared. It ain't going to be that bad. It was that bad. I woke him up. I was like, gee, I can't sleep because I was scared. He said, I told you not to watch that. I knew you were going to be scared. And he was like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I had to wait till the sun came up before I went to sleep. That movie scared me. That movie, and I used to watch a lot of Evil Dead. Have you seen Evil Dead? I used to watch that. And in the vein of Night of the Living Dead, stuff like that. But I really do feel that we as Americans, people who celebrate Halloween, have this warped sense of connection of death and dying. And I think it's our warped conception of it That's the reason why there are so many movies that, it's about the living dead and zombies and all of that stuff. Because, if you're a Christian, this is me personally, if you're a Christian and you celebrate Halloween, do you believe that do you believe in heaven? If you believe in heaven, then my thought is, Halloween would be irrelevant to you. That's just my thoughts on that, because, and when it comes to religion and stuff, y'all probably don't want me to talk about that, but there's a lot of hypocrisy about it, because I really don't know if people really believe or practice what they say they believe. I saw this one picture of a neighborhood. They were requesting that the homeowner take the decorations down, because the homeowner had skeletons looking as if they were getting ready to attack the house, and she had the skeletons on the ground. Where she posted was they were crawling towards the house, and then she had skeletons going up the house. Did you see that picture, Jean? She had the skeletons actually climbing the house and up on the roof, and the neighbors were shocked. And they were like, hey, this is going too far. You're going to have to take that down. So she took it down. It's on the internet somewhere. And, even in that instance, I'm supposing that the Christians that were in the neighborhood had an issue with it. It's all Halloween and all that Halloween fun. But even still, that's a little shocking, Halloween, when I was coming up, it was really just about the kids putting on costumes, putting on Superman costume, put on a Wonder Woman costume, or what was that little girl? Cinderella costume or something like that, and putting your mask on and having a little jack-o'-lantern candy basket and going trick-or-treating. That's what Halloween was about when I was a kid. And then Halloween has become a commercialized situation. And now Halloween is interjected with the macabre, and that's crazy. You would think that you will honor your dead, venerate your dead, instead of practicing ways to make death, dying, and a state of being deceased, just out of this world, ridiculous, but people do what they do. People do what they do. I'm going to tell you something that's really, macabre. You don't even have to celebrate Halloween for that. There were a list of funeral homes that were not discarding the remains of the clients that, they had taken in to service. That's crazy. Having bones and stuff in hidden in closets, and urns with remains here and there, and stuffed all over not the cemetery, all over the funeral homes and the crematories. That's crazy right there. That's some Halloween stuff for you. That's real life Halloween madness. But as we progress as a society here, there's some things that we're going to have to adjust our thinking to. We're going to have a reckoning with. And I believe that Halloween is one of those holidays where, we're going to have to either push things back to the way they were when I was coming up, or we're going to have a real reckoning about Halloween in this iteration today, with it being really about the dead. I mean, you might as well just wait for the next day, November the 1st, and that's the Day of the Dead. Or Day of the Dead, or All Saints Day, which is what November 1st is, All Saints Day. So you have Day of the Dead, which is October 31st, and then you have All Saints Day, which is November 1st. So Day of the Dead, as far as what people practice, is where you just, you're honoring your ancestors. That's what the Day of the Dead is. It's not anything that's macabre. but you know, they try to integrate it into what Halloween has become, and you merging those two things together, and then you have something that went from being, you know, a practice where you're remembering your grandfather or your great grandmother or something like that. You go from there where you're honoring somebody to, you know, Halloween to where you're trashing them. I mean, that's just how I see it. But, you know, I've always been an overthinker. Even when I was a kid, I couldn't watch the Three Stooges because I always wondered, how is that funny to get poked in the eye? So anyhow, that's just me, and I'm going to be posting a poll on the community page, so that I'm going to put topics up there so that we can do. So when we're enjoying each other for Nails Giving, you know, for 30 days in the month of November, you know, we can have conversations together on subjects that you want to talk about. So let me know what you think, and you know, by taking the poll, and you can't take the poll if you don't subscribe to the channel, you know, and that's really what this 30 days of Nails Giving is really about. It's really about me seeing if I can be more consistent with creating content for the channel, and also to build up my subscribers, you know. So that's what I want. I really want to build up my subscribers and watch hours. And if you are watching right now and you have not subscribed, it's November 1st. What are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Well, my honey is home. It's Friday or Friday, and so I'm going to hop off of here, and I have some other things I need to get done. Don't forget that Tuesday, November 5th, is the day that you need to get out to the polls. So I am going to talk to you a little later, and tomorrow I will let you know how this facial cleansing brush, I'll let you know how well it works on my skin. And that's another thing. I didn't want anything that was too hard. I know I'm gonna let you get out of here, but the Mary Kay brush, when I had it years ago, when I was selling Mary Kay, and it was part of the microdermabrasion set. Microbrasion. How do you pronounce that? I haven't said it in so long. And you know, that's one thing with skincare. Base period. Microbrasion. I don't want to say it incorrectly. Microabrasion. That's what it's called. Microabrasion for your face. Let's see. Microdermabrasion. That's what it's called. When I was selling Mary Kay years ago, we had a brush too, and I used it, and I didn't like it because it was too hard, you know. And so, you know, microdermabrasion, the different facial cleansers that Mary Kay had out, and then the brush, and I would use it and it would burn my face, so I couldn't really use it. And so I stopped using, you know, that whole line plus the brush, because the brush was too harsh on my skin. So this brush seems really easy, and it seems soft, and it feels like it's going to get the job done. So I'm gonna try it out, and I'll let you know tomorrow how it really felt on my skin. And as I said, as I get older, I notice that my skin is changing, and that I'm going to have to change up what I do for my skin. All right then, honey, what you got on tap for today?
Just glad to be home.
You glad to be home? I'm glad you're home. So I'm going to hop off of here, and I know my honey probably wants to, you know, get updated on what's happening around the NFL today. And why you laughing? I know he wants to do that. Oh, you weren't thinking about it, so I helped you out there?
Nope, you helped me out.
I helped you out. Okay. All right, I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to look at him and make sure he's okay and talk to him for a little bit and watch the football with him. And I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, it is the month of November. 30 days of Nails Giving. And I am really excited about it. If you have not hit that like button, please hit the like button and also subscribe. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.